Hey everybody. So I was just sitting here and I had a memory I thought I would share with you. So I used to drive Uber in Hawaii on the Big Island. And there was a long chain of events that led up to that choice, I can assure you. That's another whole nother story. How I used to run and own a hemp company in North Carolina and then ended up living off grid at the top of a lava field on the Big Island in Hawaii in a witness relocation neighborhood. I'm sure of it. I mean, yep, I was. I was in a witness relocation neighborhood in the lava fields on the Big Island. Ooh, I might be in trouble because now that's where everybody's going to go get found. So anyway, I was driving Uber. I was no longer doing the hemp company, right? Okay, so I'm doing Uber and I go to pick up a lady at the airport. And I pick her up and she doesn't have any luggage or anything, just a purse. So I'm like, that's odd, peculiar, just on its own. You don't have any, maybe you're just coming home, on a business trip, just a purse. I mean, people live a lifestyle, that's legit, whatever. I'm just an Uber driver, not my business. So pick her up and she gets in the car and we're driving, and not 30 seconds into this experience, all my spidey senses start tingling. My red flags are starting to get hoisted up in the detector. Like, her flags are flying. I just didn't see them when I pulled up. That's for sure. Okay, so she's in the car and we're driving along Mama La Jolla Highway. So we're on Mama La Jolla Highway and we're driving along, and she starts saying weird stuff just right out the bat. Not much, and it's broken and inconsistent. Like, it's inconsistent thoughts. Like, oh, it's so pretty. And I'll be honest with you, we were in the lava fields out by the airport. It's not that pretty. It's not like, ooh, so pretty. Like, you think you're in Hawaii and it's tropical and lush. You're like, ooh, look at all the vegetation and flora and fauna. No, none of that's happening in a lava field. It's a bunch of rocks. And so it's not the super duper tons of lush, gorgeous, amazing places in Hawaii, but they have, I don't know, a couple thousand ecosystems or something on that little dot in the ocean there, a little rock. So it's not like there's just one climate, one element. So anyway, none of that. So we're driving along, and where she's wanting to go is about an hour by Uber because of the traffic and the red lights and everything. Maybe not an hour. I can't remember, like 30 minutes. So anyway, long enough to have bond or not bond time spent together with accomplished connections or not. Well, we did not. So driving along and trying to have a conversation with her about different things, back and forth. This has been a few years and I can't remember every detail about that, but I get the memory and the outline are solid. So we'll just work with that. Okay, so she and I are interacting, and then it's gotten to the point to where I'm now asking her questions like, are you okay? Is someone making you do this? Are you going somewhere you feel unsafe? Are you on drugs? Do you need me to stop asking you questions and put on good music? All these things. The gauntlet of what could be and what could be a resolution. Because it's weird as it is. So anyway, no. She starts shutting down. One of those was right? And so we get to the destination, and she's like, well, where do I go in? And I was like, well, it looks like that door. She's going, I think it was like a hostel, or maybe she was at, or a community. No, maybe it was a resort or a hotel or something, but it had a door in the wall. But a lot of places have that because there's an element in the Big Island that you're trying to keep out with a wall, I'm assured. Positive of that. So, okay, so she had to go through to get in, and I was like looking at the information, and I was like, you go in there, and da-da-da. So I pull over on the side of the road. Well, she won't get out of my car. I'm like, well, you gotta get out. And she won't get out. So then we go through the gauntlet of questions again. Are you okay? Do you need help? Are you being put in a situation? Would you like me to take you somewhere else? Is there something I can do to help you? Blah, 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 blah. I'm like a couple hours into this. This is not going quick like it is now, this fast dialogue. No, not at all. This is a long, slow, patient process. Getting less patient, I can assure you. So now I've reached my no patience. I can't help you. You won't work with me. I can't work with you. I'm not keeping you. I'm not just going to drive off with you in my car now. Well, now what? Well, I was rolling with some smoke, not trying to be on Front Street too hard, but I wasn't really trying to call the police and have any conversations with them at all about anything. No. And so, now what? Well, I decided I need to get her out of my car. So I told her, I said, look, I'm going to put everything I own in my trunk, and I'm going to come around, and I'm going to remove you from my vehicle. But you're making me upset that I feel like I have to do this. Nothing. Ice. Crickets. I'm thinking, bitch, get out of my car. So anyway, so I pull the keys out. I pop the trunk. I'm watching her. And I'm like, I'm ready to go. Now I'm like on point. Jen's like fight or flight. I'm both. I'm fight and flight. Like I'm going to beat the mess out of you, put the boots to you, and then I'm going to bounce. So I got some fight and flight rocking. And I got all my stuff. I kept everything out of the car anyway because I'm doing Uber. I'm not trying to be vulnerable. So I had just like a handful of things to grab that I felt were relevant. And I grabbed those things with one hand and the keys, and I'd pop the trunk. So I got the keys, trunk's open, I chuck my stuff in the trunk. She ain't got nothing in the trunk. So I close the trunk, I put the keys in my back pocket. I walk around, I open the door, and I was like, ma'am, this is where you need to exit my vehicle, please. She didn't do it, she didn't do it, and she didn't do it. So it's like, all right, I'm going to remove you. You got to go. She didn't say nothing. So I walked back around to the driver's seat, and I had this brilliant idea. I don't want to be too close to her. Like, I don't want to touch her because I don't want to give her that advantage. I don't know. She might get, like, all wiggly and wild and, like, pull out some A-game Kill Bill shit. I don't know why she's in Hawaii. So maybe she's on an agenda, like a mission, and she's having second thoughts about her envelope that self-destructed. I don't know what the deal is. And so it was bad. And I should have helped more, but I didn't know how. And I was trying. So anyway, I decided I wanted to remove her from my vehicle. And so I developed a move that I now refer to as Uber legs. So I opened the driver's door and I took my leg and I stiff-legged her real slow. Because I didn't want to like yank her by the hair out because I thought that sounds like a catching a charge in the Big Island. And that don't sound like no fun. They got roaches everywhere. And I'm thinking, I bet they got them in jail. So I ain't trying to do that. Boo! Hawaii jail. No deals. Is Magnum P.I. going to come pick me up, take me to the Big Island house, and fix me some lunch and give me a ride in his Jeep? No? Well, then I don't want to do it. Okay, so if I don't get the Magnum P.I. jailbreak, anyway, never mind. So I walk over, I take my leg, I get real stiff, and it's like, I'm walking along, I come around to the car, and so then I take a leg, I get real stiff-legged. I just pushed her out, stiff-legged her. I wanted to go, pew, kick her out, but I wasn't big enough. I was a giant. I'd have booted her ass in the ocean. She was so weird, made me so uncomfortable. And so I stiff-legged her. Ooh. Real slow and steady, right? Here's my admission on tape that I assaulted a client in my Uber car. Not really. It was real slow and soft and steady. But I just gently give her a little encouragement to exit my vehicle. So now she's on the outside, and I jumped out. No, I climbed through. I followed my leg. I got her out, and then I pulled the driver's door behind me and locked it. And then I climbed out the passenger door and I locked it behind me as I closed it. Oh, yeah, that's right. You cannot get back in the vehicle. I will have a conversation on the side of the road, but you're not getting back into Malibu. I can assure you of that. So she's on the side of the road. Well, along come 4 good Samaritans. Bless every one of their hearts. So Karen 1, 2, 3, and 4 roll up and say, oh, blah, 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 opinion, assistance, thoughts. Oh, I got it. I'm like, bet. I said, ladies, enjoy, have fun. And I booked. I kicked rocks as fast as I could. Skipped out of there so quick. So they all got so concerned, and I drove by with a client in my car. I went back to work doing Uber, and this is on the main stretch, right on the main stretch where everybody goes. I mean, 20, 30 times a day. So I passed her a couple times, and for about an hour and a half until I quit going in that area, 2 hours, she was still standing there with those same 4 good Samaritan-hearted good women standing around her trying to resolve her issues. And I thought, I'm so glad I shoved her out of my car, because it was not going to get resolved anytime soon at all. So I gave her to the concerned ladies, and I moved along. It was awesome, but that's how I developed the story Uber Legs, and that was one of the experiences that made me never drive Uber again.